Welcome everybody to the VANTEC Open Network. It is our first event after our summer break, and I hope everybody had a lovely summer. It just went by way too fast. Now we got just to refamiliarize everybody with what's happening here. This is a live event, but we also have some online streaming. So welcome to everybody who's online. Now we've been around for 23 years, 23 and a half years, if you want to be precise. We have over 180 members. We are BC's largest angel group. And we have almost 3,000 companies that presented to us since April 1999. That was when we held our first VANTEC meeting. We had 3 companies and about a dozen people in a little boardroom. Boy, have we grown. All right, so we have some statistics here. In 2021, 109 companies were supported with $11.6 million from you all. So that's wonderful. And we are able to do this when we are supported by some very good friends of ours at NRC IRAP, NACO, that's the National Angel Capital Organization, the Canadian-based organization for angel groups, and also the American-based Angel Capital Association. So whenever you see us send emails to you asking for data, please complete it because it's really important for us to make sure that the government policies that are in place in this country really support the angel investment community. That's both investors and entrepreneurs. We have a couple of funds that are very tightly woven with the VANTEC. One of them is eFund, and it's made 14 investments from companies that have presented right here. And another one that was founded by our founder, Mike Volker, who is recovering from surgery, wish him well, speedy recovery. They've made 16 new investments over the last year. And of course, we're still smiling from that big exit last year, almost a year ago. Ulala Technologies, which presented right here at VANTEC, had a very nice exit and made a lot of investors very happy. Yes, I see an emphatic nod. Thank you, David. Okay, so to be a member of our VANTEC, we have 3 levels. We've got a full membership and we have an online membership. The only thing that the online membership doesn't have that's the full membership has is that you get recorded meetings instead of actually attending live. And you get company profiles after the fact. And if you do want to participate, it's a pay per event. Now, if you happen to be a member of one of the funds that I was talking about last slide, eFund or WoodF, or one of our associated angel groups like Angel Forum, Capital Investment Network, Women's Equity Lab, you get a discount. So instead of 600, it's 400. So it's a good deal. We really encourage everyone to participate in the different angel groups. Not only do we tell the entrepreneurs, pitch at every single event, we also encourage the investors to support our fellow angel investors in other regions of BC. Like to thank our annual sponsors. Some of them have been with us since the very beginning. So a big shout out to Fasken for holding that honor. Other sponsors are SFU VentureLabs. Thank you very much, SFU VentureLabs, for hosting us in this wonderful space. Raymond James, Tandem Innovation Group, OKR Financial, Western Pacific Trust Company, Go Recruitment, and Inwest. Without them, we wouldn't be able to hold the events that we do. And of course, we have a lot of community partners. I've already mentioned our 2 associated funds, eFund, WoodF. And just this morning, I was promoting one of our VANTEC companies to Keiretsu. So that's a global organization of angel investors. We're part of their Pacific Northwest group. Other groups, Tandem, Go Recruitment, Volition, Spring. Of course, I already mentioned our 2 professional angel investor association, the American-based Angel Capital Association and the Canadian equivalent, National Angel Capital Organization. All right, so the agenda today, if those of you who are have devices, if you go to vantec.ca and click on today's events, you will see that there is an agenda, which really, because this is the opening event and it is a community event, we want to honor all the players that are in our community that really support this entire angel community. We're going to be starting off with community announcements from people who are here dedicated to helping the local ecosystem. And then we're going to feature the many accelerators in our region that are supporting all the different entrepreneurs. We're going to be having the accelerators present and then feature some of their companies. After all that's done, we're going to be asking you to vote for your favorite companies. So I'll give you more instructions about that. Online, there will be some breakout rooms. Of course, here, those of you who are lucky enough to be here in person, you saw me bring in food and drink. It's going to be all yours after this. Okay, so let's start with the community announcements. We have quite a few, and some of the community announcers are online, and some of you are here in person. So before we get started on that, I'm going to call on Barton to come up and tell you how it's all going to work in person. Barton, better let him do it than me.
Hi, everyone. I'm Barton. I'm just helping out with the technicalities today. So each presenter is going to take the microphone. Just make sure you're using the microphone close to your mouth. If you're hearing yourself through the speakers, that means everyone on the far end who's enjoying this on Zoom can also hear you. If you don't hear yourself through the speakers, don't be alarmed. We do have backup microphones, which we can provide to you. Other than that, the camera that's facing here, that's capturing you. And we have a green square here that you can stand in to make sure that you're in the frame. But don't worry, if you move out of the green box, I can make sure that you're captured in the camera. Thanks and have a great event. Oh, and we do have a presentation clicker up here as well too, if you need to advance your slides.
Okay, so that was the technical point, part of our agenda. Next. Okay, we are growing. So we've got, we need a startup visa program administrator assistance. I see that Jackson has put it in plural. Jackson, did you want to say anything about that? Okay, put your hand up, Jackson, for anybody who wants to find out more information, go talk to Jackson. All right, next. Okay, upcoming events, if you go to your device and take a look at today's agenda, you'll see that there are some upcoming events for both investors and entrepreneurs. All right, house rules, if you're online, please mute yourself when not presenting. If you're offline here in person, that means the same thing. Zip up. Phone and PC notifications, I'm beeping. That's both online and offline people. Please, let's be quiet. And really, this is all about networking. So please network. No soliciting unless you're presenting entrepreneur, and identify yourself, company, investor, or community. You will notice that your name tag, you've been asked to use certain colors to identify yourself. Yes, there is madness, method to our madness. Yeah, madness to our methods. Okay, next. All right, so all you entrepreneurs, really the short form is network, 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 whether you're online or whether you're here in person. We do share your information that you share with us. So that includes your GUS profile. VANTEC is very active within the Pacific Northwest. So we do promote the entrepreneurs who present here at VANTEC to investors who are based in Northern California, Oregon, Washington, and Idaho. So you get a lot of coverage when you come here. Okay, we lots of ways to connect online. Gus docks in. We have a Slack channel, so make use of that. And we have feedback forms that you could write your comments and it will be given directly to the entrepreneurs. And here's all the different ways that you can connect with us. With that, we're going to start the show. And I'm going to ask the Stefano Dell to talk about Erasmus for young entrepreneurs.
Okay, perfect. Hello, can you hear me and can you see me? I hope so. Okay, wonderful. I'm just gonna share as well my screen. Okay, perfect. So good afternoon, everybody. My name is Stefano and I work for the Italian Chamber of Commerce in Canada West. We're located in Vancouver, downtown. And today I'm going to present to you a program that is called Erasmus for Young Entrepreneurs. It's a program funded by the European Commission. And it's a program that allows entrepreneurs from Europe to come to Canada and collaborate with local entrepreneurs here in BC. Our chamber is the local contact point for this program. So our goal is that of looking for interested entrepreneurs here in BC who could potentially host entrepreneurs from Europe. The leading partner for this program is our sister chamber in Berlin. So as I was saying, this program allows entrepreneurs from Europe to come to Canada for a maximum period of 3 months. There is no extra cost for the Canadian entrepreneur. So everything is covered by the program, the flight, the insurance, and the accommodation for the European entrepreneur. And it's a peer-to-peer, let's say, mutual exchange of knowledge, skills, and competencies. These entrepreneurs from Europe can come from the 27 member states of the European Union and the UK. The official language of the program is, of course, English. And these entrepreneurs could be people who already have a business plan or a business back in Europe, and they come here to get to know more the Canadian market or how things are done in the same field here in Canada. And in exchange, they can share with the Canadian entrepreneur their knowledge, skills, and competencies. It's a 3-year program. We started last year, and it's going to last until 2024. If you are an entrepreneur and you would like to discover more of the program or the opportunity, you can reach out to me, to our chamber, and we can schedule a call. I can explain to you better the program and the perks of the program as well for you. Thank you so much for your attention, and hopefully we'll be in touch soon.
Thank you very much, Stefano. Next up, we're going to hear from Global Affairs Canada. Claudia?
Hi, good afternoon. I'm Claudia Kempe. I'm a Trade Commissioner with Global Affairs Canada. The Trade Commissioner service is a free service offered by the Department of Foreign Affairs and International Trade, Global Affairs Canada. And we support Canadian businesses that want to be integrated into foreign markets, whether it's by providing advice on export plans, on making warm introductions to buyers, suppliers, distributors, whatever it might be, any kind of research partners in foreign markets, we can help with that. We have funding programs to help support companies that are looking to enter new markets, whether you need business advice, legal advice for entering new markets, you need to translate your marketing collateral, you want to attend a trade conference. These are the types of things our funding programs can cover. We also have a funding program specifically for establishing R&D partnerships with international partners. So if you're looking for an international partner to validate or change a tech, adapt a tech for a new market, we have funding for that. In the spirit of 90 seconds, I wanted to highlight the Canadian technology accelerators. So this is an accelerator program that we offer in various tech hubs around the world. It's free for Canadian businesses. You just cover some of the expenses that you incur to go to the market, or it varies on each accelerator. But really what this does is it plugs you into these global ecosystems. So whether it's the auto ecosystem in Germany or the fintech ecosystem in New York, these programs bring Canadian companies into these environments. They make introductions to the key players, the key industry leaders. They give you an opportunity to pitch your product to these players in this market. They provide market intelligence and insights on how to operate there. Like I said, in-market connections, as well as mentorship opportunities. We have a variety of accelerator programs running throughout the year, and we have a host of them just ramping up their recruitment right now. And I've got the deadlines up there for companies to apply. And as you can see, they're across a variety of sectors, from ag tech to fintech to smart cities. If anything, any of these CTAs seem to interest you or aligned with the sector you're in, I encourage you to check it out and note the deadlines. We're actively recruiting. I'm competing with my colleagues across the country to see what province can have the most businesses apply and be part of the CTA program. So I encourage you to keep these in mind. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next up, we're going to hear from WeBC. So Melanie Rupp, all the way from the interior.
It's so great to be here in person with everybody. Okay, I think we're good to go. Thank you for having us. I'm with WeBC. You may formerly know us as Women's Enterprise Center. How does it go? Not on? Okay. So you may know us as Women's Enterprise Center. We've been around almost 3 decades supporting women entrepreneurs in BC throughout the province. We have our head office in Kelowna and then representatives around the province so that we can work with women directly in the communities and also working with them remotely. We provide holistic support, that is wraparound services. So the key program that we have is a lending program, providing access to capital, loans of up to $150,000 for women who are starting a business, growing, or purchasing a business. Because it's a term loan, the business has to be ready to start generating cash flow once they get the funding. So companies that are still in research and development, it's not suitable, but once you get past that, then it's a great option for women who otherwise have difficulty accessing capital. And the key thing is that we provide integrated support, the wraparound services, so access to networks, connecting into the ecosystem, like the Trade Commissioner Services and other support organizations. We also have mentoring programs, so one-on-one mentoring as well as peer mentoring programs. And we do a lot of online education in financial fitness, exporting, supplier diversity, so becoming certified as a woman-owned business. And this here is just an example of some of the programs that we offer.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Melanie. Next up is we're going to talk about the VANTEC Startup Visa Program.
Hello. So VanTech has opened the Start Visa program, and it's to help bring foreign talents from all over the world so that they can help generate economic benefit to Canada. And a lot of foreign entrepreneurs find that Canada is an excellent location for a lot of reasons, including close access to US markets and whatnot. So if you are interested in learning more about the VanTech's SUV program, which is a Start Visa program, send an email to suv@vantech.ca. Once again, it's suv@vantech.ca. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, Chang, come on up and tell us about the entrepreneurship at UBC Immersion Week, a whole week of fun.
Thank you. Chang Han, entrepreneurship at UBC, investors, founders, entrepreneur supporters. I'm going to introduce my colleague, Dr. Sean Lum, who is our interim managing director. He's going to take us through some of our highlights and events coming up. Sean?
Thanks, Chang. Good afternoon, everybody. Great to see you all. It's great to be here. For those who aren't aware, entrepreneurship at UBC is UBC's venture builder. We work with members of the UBC community to instill, and build the entrepreneurial mindset, and we help them to build transformational ventures based on translating their innovation to impact. We do this through a number of resources that we apply: business model validation, venture incubation, very deep mentoring, and access to funding opportunities. Next slide. Entrepreneurship at UBC is 9 years old this month. We launched entrepreneurship at UBC in September of 2013. Since that time, we've engaged with thousands of members of the UBC community, students. 650 venture opportunities have been engaged by UBC. We have a expansive mentor network in the community who generously donate their time to supporting our ventures. And the results from this, you can see, if you can just go back one slide for a sec. Thank you. Almost 1,500 full-time jobs have been created. Those successful ventures are generating $730 million in revenue and $1.4 billion in capital raised. In the very near term, stay tuned for our 10-year celebrations, but in the very near term, we've been busy. We've added 3 new ventures to our Hatch Venture Builder, and today we just launched 2 cohorts in our Venture Founder. Later this month, next week, we've got a female founders meetup at Robson Square at Friday noon. September 27th to the 29th is our 3rd annual Entrepreneur Immersion Week, taking place at Robson Square and at Point Grey campus. And so we've run it 2 years previous virtually, and this is our first in-person event. And we'll be welcoming some fantastic speakers to Entrepreneur Immersion Week. And so we look forward to seeing you there. Thanks very much.
All right, thank you very much. Next up, I'd like to call up Neelam Brar to talk about the Startup Scale Up Summit. Is Neelam online or is she here in person? Okay, well, Neelam's not here, but do take a look at the VanTech agenda for today. Her contact information is there. I went to her Startup Scale Up Summit last year, and it was really awesome. We saw some really great entrepreneurs there. So please do take a look at that. Next, I would like to call up Kenneth Ip to talk about Founders Boost.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kenneth. I'm the Vancouver director for the Founders Boost program here in Vancouver. We've been running this Accelerator program here in Vancouver for the past 2 years. We're doing it online because of the COVID situation. This time, we're doing it in person. So I'm happy to announce that the next cohort will be the first in-person Accelerator program here in Vancouver. So if you are a pre-seed or seed stage, early stage founders, this program is for you. It's a 6 weeks program where we'll help you in connecting to mentors that can help you in pitch coaching and also mentoring. our mentors are two groups. So we have investors that are early stage VCs that invest in early stage startups. And we have tech founders that has gone on to grow their startups into Series A businesses or beyond that stage. So they know the early stage challenges. They all come in to volunteer their time to help startups in the early stage, so to help them to get over these early stage challenges. We've been doing this in the last 2 years, helping 20 startups in 4 different cohorts. So happy to get more startups into this program. Our application deadline is next Wednesday on September 14th. So if you're early stage, if you want some help in mentoring and pitch coaching, come join us, apply for the program. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Founders Boost. Next up is Genome BC's Pat Brady here in the room. Okay, there we go.
Thank you. I'm back, Chang again. This time taking off my UBC hat, putting on my Genome BC hat. Human health matters. As we've survived through this recent pandemic, we know there's a lot of challenges, but there's also a lot of opportunities. At Genome BC, we're a catalyst for the life sciences cluster in and for British Columbia. We have a cumulative portfolio of over $1.1 billion spread across 425 research projects, science and tech platforms, and we invest in research, entrepreneurship, and commercialization. We've got some events coming up. In particular, if you haven't seen this already, in a couple of weeks, we'll see the Don Ricks Distinguished Keynote, and we invite you to come in person at the Convention Center. It's a not to be missed event. Next slide, please. These are some of the ventures that we've invested in. Our sweet spot is between $1 and $1.5 million. And we look for ventures that will be coming into revenue in the next couple of years. Here's some highlights. As you go through the details of how we fund companies, if you have any questions, please seek me out and I'll be happy to elucidate further. Next slide, please. What we like is beyond merely human health. So even if you're in certain clean tech or outside of the traditional human health realm, we want to talk to you. We want to invest in companies that will help make BC stronger and healthier.
Thank you very much. That was Genome BC. Chang Han wearing his Genome BC hat. When you talk to Chang, make sure he's got the right hat on. All right. Okay, we're going to hear from the Vancouver Economic Commission. They've done quite a lot of work for our local entrepreneurs. So is Hashir Safi on the line?
Hello, hello. Can you guys hear me? I just shared my screen. I can't see the chat anymore, so I'm going to assume yes. And I'll blow this up here. There we go. I think I see in the corner of my eye that my screen's shared. Well, hey everyone. I am Hashir Safi. Sorry, I'm just going to get this out of the way here. And I'm the Manager of Economic Transformation at the Vancouver Economic Commission. I'm happy to be here to talk to you guys about our upcoming Angels for Climate Solutions program. If the slides will skip or not, here we go. There we go. A little bit about the VEC. We're Vancouver's economic think tank with a mandate of building a low carbon and resilient economy by helping our local businesses and entrepreneurs accelerate, grow, and scale. I'm here to, like I mentioned earlier, talk about our upcoming 2023 cohort of our Angels for Climate Solutions program. This is a 16-week education and training program to increase the availability of angel stage capital to accelerate climate technologies. The program has 2 intersecting cohort streams. One is geared towards angel investors looking to make investments into climate technologies, and one is designed for climate-focused startups looking to fundraise. The program is open to accredited and non-accredited investors. The investors create a pool of $100,000 or more, which is then invested into the winning startup at the finale. What's unique is that non-accredited investors actually get an equity stake in the investment as well, which is a first of its kind. So we ran the first cohort last year. It was an incredible success, and Circular Rubber Technologies, which some of you may have known or may know of, won the $120,000 investment. So we're super excited to run another cohort starting this fall. Applications are going to be opening for investors and startups in late September. So if you're a climate tech startup or an investor interested in investing in climate technologies, please reach out to me and I'll be happy to have a chat and go from there. So I'll stop my share. Thank you, Thelzel and VANTEC, for having me.
All right, thank you very much. And that's all of our community announcements. Now we're getting into some really meaty stuff. We're going to hear from the various accelerators that work with our local entrepreneurs. They'll first of all tell you that they are the best accelerator around. So believe them because they are. And then they will feature their companies right afterwards. They will introduce each of their companies in turn. So first of all, I'm going to get Ash Singh from Hyper Accelerator to speak.
Hi, everybody. Thanks, Thelzel, for your time today. I'll just make a quick introduction to our program. We run the Hyper Accelerator program. We're a global accelerator program. We accelerate around 300 to 400 companies from over 50 countries around the world. My purpose today as one of the founders of the program is to see how we can help get more involved in the BC ecosystem. I'm a Canadian born and raised, but unfortunately I've spent the last 15 years overseas in Singapore. So Thelzel invited me to come down and we're actively doing two things, seeing if there's startups from around the world that want to come and base themselves out of BC. And if you have companies in your region that are looking to scale and move around, I'm always happy to have a discussion. I want to thank you guys again for the opportunity, and Thelzel, thanks again for allowing me the chance to speak. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was Ash Singh from Hyper Accelerator. Next up, I'm going to call on Paul Broussard from Volition.
Oh, sorry, I was still on mute. Okay, so hi everybody, I'm Paul from Volition. And now that's not going to work. Can you flip? Oh, there's a delay. There we go. It's like we are on Zoom. Okay, so hi, I'm Paul, along with my business partner, Melanie in Montreal, and our core team of Josie, Karina, and Gabby, who's here with me today. We help entrepreneurs by guiding them through their now what moments on their journey towards success. How we do that is through upskilling and educational content and programming, such as the Angels for Climate Solutions program, as well as startup-focused events and one-on-one or one-to-many coaching services. Those coaching services are provided by 14 and soon to be 20 expert advisory coaches whose knowledge span from marketing, sales, product road mapping, valuation, due diligence, and pitch and presentation. I'm a master pitch and presentation coach myself. A lot of that programming is done through amazing partners, many of whom you'll recognize are from across BC, Canada, as well as internationally with organizations like LG, Guild Academy, and Washington Tech Association. We're very proud of the work we do, and we're very proud of our clients too. And what we're asking for is referrals for anybody who would find value in those coaching services with our coaches, as well as introductions to organizations who are looking for content design, development, and delivery for partner programs, as well as introductions to anybody who would be interested in participating or supporting the Black Entrepreneurs BC Startup Showcase pitch event that's happening late next month, sponsored by Discovery Foundation. So please get at me. My email is there, paul@volition, and my business partner is also available, melanie@volitionadvisors.com. And I think, are my companies presenting right away? Yeah, so I'm very happy to be welcoming today 3 companies. They're 3 of our favorite clients over the past 5 years that we've been doing this. And that's gonna be Ishan, John, and Anna, maybe not in that order, but that's who we're gonna have today. So I'll let them introduce themselves, and I'm very sure that you're gonna be impressed. We're not an accelerator, so I'm not gonna say we're the best. We don't consider ourselves one. We're more of a deconstructed accelerator because we're on demand, but I will bring them up. Who's first? myMomentum, Anna, come on down. Come on down. Dun, 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 dun. Chang? Yeah, it's the last time I'll do it. Yeah. Okay, so there's that, and this should work.
Well, test, test. Oh, hello. Very different from Zoom.
There we go. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. My name is Anna Chan. I'm the founder and CEO of myMomentum. So wellness is a massive global industry. There are so many products and services, and yet it is a real struggle to live well. So as a solution, we've created a gamified app that helps people live happier and healthier. We do this by rewarding momentum versus just results. So how does it work? Well, you do healthy things, whatever drives your momentum, and you get points. You earn digital reward boxes full of free offers and promotions. So our app is free for anyone to use, and we charge for premium features. So our competitors are still tracking steps or singular activities, but we're much more holistic, and we drive amazing community. So over the past 18 months, we've acquired more than 5,000 users and had great engagement. We've exceeded 100,000 annual recurring revenue. I've won 10 grants for myMomentum, and we just got accepted into a US-based accelerator. So I'm an ex-coach, and here's my team. We bring momentum through innovative technology and incredible community building. I'm raising $750,000 to hit 2 key milestones: 250,000 users and more than $500,000 revenue by the end of next year. I invite you guys to have a conversation with me and invest in my team and the future of wellness, which I truly believe is momentum. Thank you.
Thank you. That was myMomentum. Next up, another Volition company, Buzzit.
Click. Yeah, click. We're good to go. Hi, my name is John. I'm the CEO of Buzzit Event Sites. The event software market is completely split. On one side, you have a hodgepodge of disconnected tools, and on the other side, you have conference platforms that are way too complicated for events like this. And since the pandemic ended, now that the DIY planners that are in the middle market that's been completely missed, they have to be running online, in-person, and hybrid events. And now this hodgepodge has gotten even bigger, and it's just more of a mess. What's missing next is something tailored exactly for their situation. So Buzzit is an event site SaaS designed for this large and growing niche. Our clients 10x their impact by doubling their turnout and engagement rates, reducing setup time by 80%, and bringing every single attendee to their own website so they can move them through their marketing funnels. Next slide. These are people like Patty at the University of Notre Dame, who saves $3,000 in printing costs and 4 weeks of email setup by using our product. Like Nevin at Startup Edmonton, who switched to Buzzit after running his most engaging event ever. And Lakeisha, a solopreneur who no longer needs a staff member because Buzzit saves her that much time. Next slide. So these pains and these planners are spread across industries, and it adds up to a $1.7 billion total annual market opportunity. Next slide. We've just proven the market and validated our business model, and now we're raising money to fire up our digital sales engine. We're here today looking for introductions to funds and investors and looking for feedback on our model and our pitch. Thank you.
Thank you. That was Buzzit. And our final Volition company is SkyAcres.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ishan, and I'm the founder of SkyAcres. I'd like to start off by getting all of you to imagine paying $8 for just 2 tomatoes. You might be thinking of a rare price spike. Maybe it was caused by those floods we had last year, but $8 is what people living in rural or First Nations communities in Canada are paying every day for just 2 tomatoes. This may explain why over half of all food insecure people in Canada are from First Nations communities. By the time produce arrives to these communities, it has already begun to go stale. Processed foods are the only affordable and appealing option, causing devastating health effects, as diseases like diabetes are 5 times more likely in these communities. What if there was a way to grow high quality produce locally? That's where we come in. We are SkyAcres. We set up vertical farming facilities in rural areas. We hire local people to help us grow this produce. We make money by selling this produce directly to local grocery stores. We bring farms and jobs instead of just food to rural communities, removing millions of tons of emissions. We have developed an ultra low cost indoor vertical farming system that uses 94% less water than traditional farming. Our patent pending designs allow us to grow 37 different pesticide-free fruits, vegetables, and plant-based protein. Our awards have gotten us attention and funding from NRC and Innovate BC to begin our pilot project, and we are working with the Newark First Nations communities in northern BC to set up our first pilot project inside of a grocery store. Here, we can grow those 2 tomatoes and have them sold for $4 instead of 10. My team of Indigenous entrepreneurs and vertical farming experts are on a mission to help solve these climate and social impact problems. Our ask is for more connections to impact investors. Our current round is oversubscribed, but we're looking for investors for our future rounds. We're also looking for mentorships to assess the deals that we currently have on the table. We hope you join us on our journey to make farming more efficient, sustainable, and accessible. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You know, pay attention to these entrepreneurs and really, because we're going to be asking you to vote on your favorite 90-second pitch from these entrepreneurs, because we're going to invite them back for another pitch at a future VANTEC meeting. And that includes my buddy from Washington State. I'd like to ask Mike Ree from E8 Angels and the Decarbon8 program to talk about what he's up to.
Hey, everybody. So I assume you can see and hear me? I'll take that as a yes. I so wish I could be there. It's great to just hear the energy, get back to school, hear some of these deals. We are, I don't know about the best. I think maybe everybody's the best, but E8 is if Angels for Climate Solutions and VANTEC had a US kid, we would be, but actually not just US, because we're, our platform is the United States, Canada, and overseas. We have members as far as Singapore, so Zoom has certainly helped our platform. So, you know, we are basically a climate tech angel investing community. We do feel that this is an extraordinary moment for investors, for startups, and our communities in terms of both this twin imperative and goal for profit and impact and sustainability. And we exist, just like VANTEC does, to reduce the barriers and make early stage investing accessible to angel investors and others. We're around 130 families and funds. We're a C6 nonprofit organization. We've been around for 16 years, so we have people, we welcome novices and people that want to get into the space, and we also have people that have been around this block several times and know some of the pitfalls, or at least what they used to be. It was nice to hear Angels for Climate Solutions talk about some of their solutions. So this is one way that we're making climate investing accessible to anyone. We have personal capital, we have philanthropic options, and then we have direct investing, traditional angel investing, where you pick the investment. And then we have 2 different funds, one philanthropic and one for-profit, that where others and general managers and judges make the decisions. The key thing for us and what makes this exciting is that at different times, these all converge on the same deal. So basically, if you or anybody you know sees a deal you like, we want you to get into the deal. Depending on your risk and your goals and where you're at and your finances and the stock market, you can pick any way to get in. So CMotive is an electrostatic motor company. We had investment from these three buckets all at the same time. People came in given their preferences, and we made a nice investment collectively in CMotive. We do a lot of things similar to VANTEC. We certainly have monthly meetings. We don't use Gust, we use DLM. We do a lot of study groups and learning labs, both on angel investing, but also technological or technology subjects. And then here's just a really quick example, and I want to get out of the way and hear from our companies. But here's an example from Decarbon8, which is just really, this happened in the last year. I'm not sure it was as big as your recent exit, but we had a 3x exit after a year and a half, so it was pretty good. But basically, we did a request for proposal. Earthly Labs came in. They do small scale carbon capture for breweries and others. We had individuals in the fund invest together. After a relatively short time, they had a nice little exit. If you care about impact, Chart Industry is scaling globally their solution. So that's a win either way. And then both investors and donor investors get to decide what to do with their gains. So really excited to be back here. I very much look forward to being there in person, hopefully next time. And we do have 3 of our live active companies to present. Philzo, I don't know if I introduced them or you, but we have Hunter from UbiGrow and UbiQD. We have Jane from Harvest Thermal, and then we have Dan and Christine from Clean Crop. So thank you very much. And if anybody is interested in being in touch, here's my email, and I'll put it in the chat box, mike@e8angels.com.
Great. Is Hunter on the line to talk about UbiGrow?
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Excellent.
Let me see if I can share my screen. Are you guys seeing the slide now? Take that as a yes. Okay, well, thanks, Mike, and thanks for the opportunity, VANTEC, to speak with you briefly today. Sorry, this is gonna be a little bit of a teaser, 90 seconds and all. But I'm the founder and CEO of UbiQD. I've also got Mike Burrows, our Chief Commercial Officer, who happens to be from Toronto, on the call with us as well. Our purpose at UbiQD is leveraging nanomaterials innovation to decarbonize the built environment. Real quickly about the company, we're licensing technology exclusively from Los Alamos National Laboratory, where I worked previously, MIT, University of Washington, and Western Washington University. 22 full-time employees based in Los Alamos, New Mexico, and about $2.5 million in revenue last year. Our business model is to manufacture a nanomaterial, enabling nanomaterial called quantum dots, and develop IP around the end products that those enable. We then leverage existing value chains to have those end products manufactured, primarily in these 2 markets. Our first product line is in agriculture. It's a luminescent greenhouse film, and the second is in solar windows. For those of you who don't know what quantum dots are, these are fluorescent materials that are tunable in color. We make a cheaper, safer, more stable version of that, going into greenhouse films that boost crop yield by optimizing the spectrum of light, fast payback times, and some other benefits for the grower. And then we put those into glass substrates for generating electricity. We have the best performance in the market, the largest windows. This particular example is at Western Washington University. It's an aesthetics first approach, scalable approach. We're on target to do about almost 4 million in revenue this year, about 50 patents in the portfolio, tons of press coverage, and we're doing a small convertible note offering led by Decarbon8, E8, or they're participating at least in early October. There'll be a discount on the Series B, probably the last opportunity for angels to invest. We've had a lot of support from Keiretsu and others over the years, and this is really around some capital investments, some product milestones, and reach out to me, Hunter at UbiQD, if you're interested. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much. Next up, we have Harvest Thermal. Jane, are you there?
I am here. Hello, everybody. Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Excellent. So it's a real pleasure to be here. A real shame I couldn't be there in person, but hopefully next time. So one question. Did you know that 2/3 of the energy used in our homes is for heating and hot water, mostly from burning gas in our furnaces and water heaters? So putting solar panels on our roofs is great, but you're only tackling a small part of the problem. We have to get gas out of our homes, but it's hard to do that comfortably and cost effectively and without harming the grid. And Harvest solves all those problems. We deliver heating and hot water, always using the cleanest, cheapest electricity, and our results are outstanding. Every single one of our systems deployed is cutting emissions by over 90% and bills by 40% compared to gas. We operate one high-performance heat pump when electricity is clean and cheap. We store that energy in a thermal battery and deliver it whenever you need it. The brains of the system is the Harvest Pod, our patented IoT controller, combining electronics, machine learning, and flow controls. Our systems work for new homes and existing homes, which is a huge market, but also deliver services to the grid for recurring revenue and grid stability and reliability. And this is enabled by a highly experienced and skilled team with strong backgrounds in engineering, manufacturing, operations, and business development, and great startup experience. Now, every home needs a heating system, so the market is huge. It represents millions of units per year and a TAM of $40 billion. And it's an absolutely fantastic time to be innovating in building electrification as stakeholders around the world seek ways to get gas out of our homes. We're ramping up, and I expect to deploy 100 systems in the next few months. And right now, I'm raising a seed round to help spur on our growth. I look forward to telling you more about it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. That was Harvest Thermal. Finally, from E8 is Clean Crop Technologies.
Thank you. I assume all of you can hear me. Give me a thumbs up if so. All right. Thanks, Mike. Great. Really nice to meet all of you. Thanks for the opportunity. My name is Dan White. I'm co-founder and CEO of Clean Crop Technologies, where we are using electricity to boost yields and reduce waste across the food space. Every year, around 500 million tons of food worth around $1 trillion and responsible for 3% of greenhouse gas emissions is lost to toxins, pathogens, and pests in the supply chain. Clean Crop solves this problem by using our proprietary high voltage reactor system that generates ionized gases that can remove contaminants from foods and seeds, unlocking days to weeks of additional freshness and boosting yields by up to 40%, particularly in climate stress conditions. Our treatment leaves no residues, does not harm quality, and is organic friendly in the United States. We validated broad spectrum performance across 8 different verticals that are collectively worth over $30 billion in directly addressable market share to Clean Crop. Since June 2020, we have gone from academic papers and a small team of co-founders to over 20 staff, successful commercial pilots with over a dozen customers across 3 different continents. We're on track to deploy our first commercial system to start generating revenues by the end of Q1 2023. We're currently in the process of raising $3 million on a convertible note that's going to have the combined effect of extending our runway and accelerating our deployment into several of these new verticals, including mold reduction in coffee, expansion into waste reduction in spices, and raw seafood and meat shelf life extension. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Those are the companies from E8. UbiQD, Harvest Thermal, and Clean Crop Technologies. Now I'm going to call somebody right here, local. Leslie, could you please come up and tell us all about what's exciting happening at SFU VentureLabs?
Well, welcome everybody. It's really nice to see everybody in person. This space has been a little quiet over the last couple of years, so it's nice to see everybody here. We are SFU VentureLabs, so you've got 2 floors here, the floor 11 and floor 12. I think one of the things is that even though SFU is in front of our name, we actually accept companies from anywhere. So both from all institutions. We are a growth company. And how we actually support our company is not through a cohort model, but through our mentorship. So each company is assigned a mentor, and then we have various programs, and of course the space that you see right now. So some of the programs that we actually support and develop are anywhere from the idea phase to validation, but really where a lot of our companies fit are in the scale up phase. So just to, for the next slide. I'd just like to talk about 2 of our upcoming programs. That is the market validation training and the digital marketing boost program. We are actually doing an info session on September 21st. Basically, the market validation training is that you have a mentor and you go through the customer process. And the digital boost program is that you actually work with some students to actually have an output product. So whether it be a new brochure or whatever that happens to be. So I would encourage you, if you're interested, to come and to that. And just some upcoming events. Here we've got the Garibaldi Raising Capital event. And then as we talked about the info session. And just, I'm sure that all of you know that the New Ventures BC Award competition winners will be announced in October. So I'd like to introduce some of our companies that will come up and actually present. And I just saw one a minute ago. First, I'd like to introduce, oh, there we go. Forward Security. You're welcome.
Thank you, everybody. Just got this. Just wait for the slides to come up and we'll get started. Maybe I'll just sort of do a soft start. Very nice to meet you. My name is Farshad Abbasi. I'm from Vancouver, founder and chief security officer at Forward Security. We're a cybersecurity company that specializes in application and cloud security. Applications have been all the focus over the last couple of years as the world turns digital and everybody digitally transforms their businesses. Attackers have an opportunity to attack these applications that are being built. Next slide. Thank you. So cybersecurity challenges come in many different shapes or forms. You've all heard of ransomware, phishing attacks, and a big attack vector is applications. There were over 320,000 incidents just in Q1 of 2020. And Verizon does an annual report called the Data Breach Report. And in 2020, they reported about 43% of attacks were due to application vulnerabilities. That number's doubled since then. So in 2021, it was around 90%. And not a lot of companies or organizations are paying attention to that domain. So there are a lot of challenges for developers. Our typical client is a software development team who's building and operating secure software and is also managing application security tools and risk. But they have pains like there are too many tools and processes and data sources to manage, and that's quite difficult for them and often is really separate and discrete. And there's also lack of internal subject matter expertise for these organizations to be able to build and secure their software. So we provide a Eureka application security platform that addresses that, and our DevSecOps as a service that augments that product and helps the companies be successful. Next slide. The value proposition is that it increases their profitability by reducing the costly app fixes. Statistics has shown that if you address security early in the development lifecycle, your costs go down by about 30%. And you get better reporting, you get improved use of application security tools and centralized reporting. And you win enterprise clients, and due to improved security posture, you can reduce your business risk by and reputational damage. Next slide. Sorry, time's up. Okay. So our go-to-market scope is North America. The global security software market size is currently $18 billion in 2021, projected to go to 51 million in 2029. And currently Forward Security has been in business for about 3.5 years, going to 4. And our revenues were 1.5 million due to our professional services. And our product is the legacy version is generating 72K. And you can see I think there's 2 more slides left. I don't know if I have time. Okay. And so just go back to the previous one. So there are sales processes for the current release for the MVP. We're relying on the Microsoft Azure Marketplace, where we don't have a huge marketing budget, so we're using that as our primary channel. We also have a sales division that's doing direct sales, but our primary focus is on the Azure Marketplace. In our roadmap, we'll be launching the product through AWS, and that'll become our channel partner. We are currently partners with AWS. We're a select partner on the professional services side of things. We're also partners with these tool vendors that their tools can be incorporated into our product platform and services. Thank you very much for your time.
Excellent. Okay, next up from SFU VentureLabs is Intelligent Haptronic Solutions. Are they online? All the way from the back of the room, I give you Juming Tang.
Yes. So hello, everyone. My name is Zooming Tang, founder of IHS. Okay, so next slide. So yeah, for the many industry applications, the lack of sense of touch has been the bottleneck of all the user experiences. Next slide. We developed a proprietary Haptic Plus technology platform, which augmented haptics with virtual environment to enable user to have a realistic touch sensation while interfacing with virtual world. Our goal is to apply our technology platform into various industry applications, such as medical, industrial, and gaming. Next slide. Our first application is surgical training. So there is market evidence for market pain that the traditional surgical training model is risky, low quality, inefficient, and costly around the globe. Next slide. So we have developed next generation endoscopy training simulation system, IndoGI Pro and the Lite system, which provide realistic haptic and visual experiences, comprehensive training resources, intelligent guidance, and also performance assessment. Next slide. So we have our business model, including B2B and B2C. Since last Q2, we have successfully launched our alpha release prototype. Now it has gone through to beta. So we have successfully established partnership with multiple hospitals, distributors. We have successfully sales making $1 million sales for hardware and software services over training, teaching hospital and training centers. We're on track on $2 million sales. This year, our sales forecast for next 2 years indicate significant growth over the whole world next year. So we have established pretty mature product and sales for endoscopy training simulation system. We're looking at expanding to gaming and automotive industry. So next, maybe to the end slides. Yeah, so that's the last slide. So over the last 5 years, we successfully raised 3 rounds of financing in combined value of $5 million. So we just started Series A financing. We're looking at raising $10 million capital to expand our simulation training product, endoscopy training product, as well as expanding our product and technology to automotive and gaming space. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Next up is Ulala Technologies.
Hello, everyone. My name is Chi, and I'm with Ulala Technologies, a open smart logistic, last mile logistics solution. And can I just use this one? Okay, so the reason we founded Ulala is because we noticed there's a huge mismatch between the skyrocketing e-commerce penetration and the incapability of the last mile couriers. And that couriers include actually big players like Post Pure Later, and the small ones that actually constantly being ignored by a lot of people. That's over 5,000 small, medium-sized independent couriers. And so our solution, our core idea behind Ulala is that we believe in union, there is a strength. And to achieve that is that we provide a open agile software hardware courier SaaS platform to all those independent couriers. And by doing that, we believe we'll be able to help them to finish the digitalization, to be able to unleash their maximum capacity and the efficiency. And also on top of that, by defining a unified standard operating procedure, those teams can work together as a single team to provide better yet cheaper services. And that's exactly what we've been doing in the past 11 months. We actually been able to, we involved into companies that cover 80%, more than 80% of population of the top 50 cities in Canada. Our system is running in 5 hubs in Canada, and we are managing 35 fleets, over 400 drivers over there. And we are processing as many as 6,000 parcels per day right now. Recently, we signed a contract with one of the top freight forwarders in China, whose volume could be around 20,000 to 30,000 parcels per day. And that's all being done with only 120K seed fundings. Yes. And right now we are open for angel investment, and because we see there's a chance for us to grow and grab this market, and we see a very narrow window over here, and we hope we'll be able to grow faster in this very narrow window. And thanks for your time. I understand it's a short summary, and if you're interested, you are welcome to to exchange the contact details, and we can talk. Thanks.
Excellent. So those were the 3 companies from SFU VentureLabs: Forward Security, Intelligent Haptronic Solutions, and Ulala Technologies. Now I'm going to call up Chang. Put on your entrepreneurship at UBC hat and tell us about that program.
Thanks, Elzel. So entrepreneurship at UBC. We've been around for 9.5 years. And in that time, we've supported over 650 ventures. Those 650 ventures together have raised over 1.5 billion in financing. They've generated over 730 million in revenues so far, and they've hired over 1,500 people. And we've seen these numbers grow year on year in a hockey stick. So we help support and foster entrepreneurial thinking for the individual founder, and we support our ventures to build world-changing ventures. Like SFU VentureLabs, we also are broader than merely UBC. We do require one member of the team have a UBC connection, either a current faculty, staff, student, or alumni of 5 years. But the remaining members of the team do not need that connection. You only need one person. And we're popular because we don't charge any cash fees and we don't take any equity. Come see what's happening. We're just starting our new venture founder cohort this fall, starting next week. So you'll be looking at coming in as a founder for the spring, or join our hundreds of mentors that help develop and foster our entrepreneurial ecosystem. I have the pleasure of bringing up 3 of our hundreds of companies today to present to you. The first company will be MintList, and you're gonna hear from founder and CEO, Mike Wood. Mike, come on up. Now, who here has sold their car in the last 5 years? Now imagine if you could make money selling everybody else's cars. That's what MintList can help you do. Mike?
Thanks, Chang. I see we got the memo on the jacket today. My name is Mike Wood. I'm the co-founder and CEO of MintList. My pleasure to be here. So we just kind of preempted this, but when is the last time you bought or sold a car? Did you enjoy that process? Well, if not, sorry, I don't work well in boxes. If not, I'm excited to be here and tell you how we're changing that. So let me introduce you to MintList. After 30 years in the automotive business, I know a thing or two about buying and selling cars. And if you think this is maybe a large opportunity, you're a little bit light. Cars in North America, new and used, are a $1 trillion business each year. So imagine an online marketplace giving you access to hundreds of car dealers that compete for your car, and then using that value as a trade-in on any car from any dealer in the network without obligations, negotiation, or fees. So if you think about this, it's like going to Brian Jussel BMW and selling your BMW because they really want a BMW, and then walking up the street to Mercedes-Benz and buying the Mercedes-Benz you want and only paying tax on the difference rather than the full purchase price. And dealers really love it. Since we launched in January, we've done over $8 million in GMV. We have $2 million in committed access fee revenue, and we have more than 10 times the inventory of Canada Drives and Clutch combined. So, and the key thing there is without owning any of that inventory. So since January, in 1 year, we become the trusted brand for Industrial Alliance, RBC, and Canada's largest auto group, currently raising $3 million. And I'm happy to chat with you after. Thank you.
Thanks, Mike. Next up, I'm going to bring up Leafi Home. You're going to hear from founder and CEO, Will Wang. Will and Leafi are building a device that will be in every home that needs to automate their sunlight. For smart homes, Will.
Thank you very much, Sean. Okay. All right. Sunlight. We'll see that right out there. It's a very important factor for our metabolism, mental health, and physical health. And we're all built to sleep when the sun sets and wake up when the sun rises. However, despite all the technology we developed so far, it takes a long time for us to realize we don't have good control on the sunlight whenever we want. And that's costing us more than 30% energy cost in building energy, and also affecting the quality of our sleep. So at Leafi, we think we have a solution to solve that. We're providing effortless sunlight control using AI technology by automating existing window coverings based on your activities. So we're starting with 3 beachhead consumer segments. 1, newborn parents who constantly have to close and open the window coverings for baby naps. 2, people on a wheelchair, they just can't reach the window coverings. And 3, people who love smart home solutions, they're looking for the extra convenience and energy saving. And this is our first product. It's a device you can easily add on to any existing horizontal window blinds, making them smart without a single tool. And our alpha prototype has been tested in 13 homes last year, and then we refined the design for mass production. Right now, with our beta design, we're in more than 40 homes across BC. Every home is paying $100 for testing those devices per unit. And so our next step right now is to launch the mass production next year. And we invite you to join us to make millions of people live a healthier and more sustainable life. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thanks, Will. Last up for EA-UBC is CargoSprout. You're going to hear from founder and CEO, Wei Chu. Now, we've all experienced logistics problems. Now hear the solution. Wei?
Thank you, Chang. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Wei, and I'm the founder and CEO of CargoSprout. How many of us have gone shopping in stores or buying online and we found out that either the shelves were empty or the stuff that we ordered was arriving late because of supply chain disruptions? Well, every day there's $55 billion of food, goods, and clothing in transit around the world, and managing it is a very complex and fragmented process called logistics. It takes on average 5 hours to manage and coordinate and document all the items in a shipping container to get them from source to supplier and supplier to destination. CargoSprout automates supply chains for small, medium-sized enterprises. And we do this by providing tech-enabled logistics services for 2 main public categories in trucking and warehousing. And we provide both the end-to-end visibility as well as an automated project management solution on our online dashboard. This enables a lot of small, medium-sized businesses to compete with larger corporations and companies that have much better resources and better equipped with their enterprise ERP resource management programs to help them distribute their products more efficiently throughout their supply chains. We're post-revenue. We have over $700,000 in sales from the last 12 months, and we'll be raising around in next March and June for $1 million, with 50% to engineering, 40% to marketing, and 10% to administration. If you're interested, come talk to me afterwards.
Thanks, Wei. Thanks, Wei. So you heard from MintList and Mike Wood, he's in the back, along with Leafi Home with Will Wang, and finally, Wei Chu and CargoSprout. We are the best, is what our ventures and our mentors tell us. Come join us and find out why.
Very nice. That was Chang wearing his UBC hat. All right. Next up, we'd like to hear from Spring Activator. They've been very active for many, many years, and we love working with them. Is someone here from Spring? Okay, well, they are so busy working, they don't have time to come to visit us. Well, this is anyway, Spring Activator is a certified B Corporation and a 1% for the Planet member. It is a global incubator, accelerator, and advisory firm that empowers entrepreneurs, investors, and entrepreneurial ecosystem builders to change the world through innovation. So read all about them in our agenda, and there's contact information to find out more about Spring. Finally, I would like to invite Foresight to come up and talk about their awesome program and introduce their companies. From all the way. All right, there we go.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I'm Thomas Partridge, Program Manager with Foresight. We're a national not-for-profit clean tech accelerator with the goal of accelerating Canada towards being the first G7 country to get to net zero. We do this with the support of our 5 Helix partners, innovators, industry, investors, government, and academia. So we are relentlessly driving clean tech innovation in Canada. We've been going since 2013, and since then we've supported over 870 ventures, 150 industry partners, 300 investor firms, and collectively our companies have raised 1.2 billion in capital, and you'll be hearing from 4 of them shortly. 350 million in revenue, 7,000 high-paying jobs have been created, and overall our economic impact can be quantified in the range of about $2 billion. We have some exciting events and programs happening this month. We just kicked off our fall launch and kickstart programs. Kickstart's our early phase program for solopreneurs, small teams. Launch is kind of mid-stage, doing a lot of customer discovery and accelerating path to market. We've also got our AgriNext and WaterNext cohorts starting next week, so those specialized subsectors in clean tech. We have a waste management session that we're doing in partnership with Climate Connections. And lastly, we have a Foresight 50 nomination coming up, a deadline of September 23rd. So that's Canada's 50 most investable clean tech companies. And you can self-nominate for that as well, so don't be shy. I will like to call up our companies now. And first on the list, I believe, is Maka from Viridis Research. So come on up, Maka.
Hi, everyone. I'm Macarena Cataldo, co-founder and CEO of Viridis Research. Microplastics are everywhere. I'm not going to give more details because you can read the news. So one of the main contributors to microplastic contamination are synthetic fiber coming from washing our clothes. Those small fibers cannot be all captured in the wastewater treatment plants, so they end in our water and then our food and our bodies. It looks like it's moving around the presentation, but we are going to solve this too. So as I was saying, the main contributor to microplastic contamination are synthetic fibers coming from washing our clothes. So those fibers cannot be captured at the wastewater treatment plant, so they end in our food and in our bodies. But we are going to change that. We develop a technology that is connected to your washing machine, can capture the microplastics, drain the water, and then the captured microplastics are oxidized and the device is regenerated. Our system can be retrofitted in current washing machines or incorporated in new ones. We are better than our competitors because our competitors are using plastic cartridges, generating even more plastic pollution than the one that they are preventing to go to the ocean. This is particularly important right now because new regulations that requires washing machine manufacturers to incorporate those kind of systems are coming, especially in Europe and California, presenting the perfect opportunity for us. In order to successfully bring this product to the market, we have a very strong team that we are not just committed to solve this problem, we have the skills to do it. this is acting so weird. So during the last 6 months, we have been working very hard on partnerships and finding customers. We won a couple of competition, and we have been able to raise over 400K on diluted funding and over 500 in grants. We expect to increase the grants funding in 200 by the end of the year. And we have all these EVC opportunities and RRSP for you if you want to invest in our company. So thank you very much for hearing this presentation. I'm happy to talk with you later. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Maka. Next, we have Dennis from Sonn Tech talking about how to instantly infuse spirits with artisan flavors, creating cold brews in a fraction of the time. Take it away, Dennis.
Thank you, Thomas. I'm only using one slide, so I'll start anyway. Hi, I'm Dennis Laundrie. I'm the CEO of Sonn Technology. Let's back up. And we give food and beverage creators an edge with ultrasonics. So at Sonn, we've taken an expensive industrial food technology that uses ultrasonics and repackaged it into a small sub $3,000 appliance. Now, basically, we've made a molecular blender. Now, during our recent pilot program, we really proved our value. And just for a couple examples, we have one customer who had a 4-hour process to make one of his cocktail ingredients. And brought it down to a mere 15 minutes to make this. Another customer was using very expensive ingredients to make his flavored oils for his vegan products. He was able to reuse the ingredients over 5 times, therefore 1/5 the amount of his expensive ingredients. And a final entry was a pastry chef who was flavoring his egg whites, which allowed him to completely change what his pastry items. Now, our main customers or beachhead customers, professional venues, usually the smaller places, so it's bistros, bars, and their associated vendors. These are hundreds of thousands of places in North America alone. And they've all faced 3 significant pain points that we can help. They're all suffering from labor costs, rising ingredient costs, and they all want to be creative. Certainly. So at present, we just finished doing our technical part of our food safety certification, very critical for this field. And we're planning to begin manufacture and sales in Q4 of this year. We're right now doing a pre-seed round of $300,000, and we're looking for interested investors and love to talk to you very soon. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much, Dennis. Next up, we'll have BinBreeze Taylor speaking online, how BinBreeze is revolutionizing organic waste management.
Hey, can you guys hear me? I'm just going to go ahead and share my screen here. Excuse me for a moment. Okay, it's on me now, so I don't actually have to. Great, because I'm just talking. There we are. There's a lot of money in empty space. That's what the companies who pick up your big food waste bin say, because it's half empty, while they, on contract, operate behind schedule. I'm Taylor, the co-founder and CEO of BinBreeze Compost Powder, where we are the only company in the world stabilizing food waste where it is wasted, so it can be measured, transported, and recycled more efficiently. So as an example, Vancouver's organic waste pickup is currently backlogged, sitting at the curb, creating methane and stinking up the street. And when it does finally arrive at the facility, it's been anaerobic for so long, its pH is off the charts and it actually makes terrible compost. So with our patented powder, property management companies, waste haulers, composting facilities themselves can actually realize direct reductions in operational and capital expenses, and also create a better compost for agriculture with dramatically less contamination from tenants and everyone else. In upcoming pilot projects with waste management and with the city of Kamloops, we are demonstrating our carbon-first food waste diversion model, where we eliminate that empty space, stop the stink, and reduce the wildlife interactions with food waste, sequester carbon and reduce methane emissions, and actually make recurring revenue while we do this. So our carbon-first model and its associated technology will actually enable a transition to a bill by weight organics recycling model that would then actually incentivize us to reduce our food waste volumes. So we've already grown a CPG business for the patented powder nationally with Canadian Tire and Sobeys. We've already completed a successful pilot with Sustainable Development Technology Canada's seed fund. So here's some numbers. We are seeking to raise 1 million that will be matched by STTC for our 4 million post-money valuation on the round. And the food waste management market is a $62 billion industry. And as a last number for you, my phone number is 250-880-2299. Please send me a text. Thanks very much for your time.
Hello, everyone. I couldn't hear that, so hopefully you can hear me. Having worked as a mechanical engineer in construction for 17 years, I know firsthand that construction is the world's most dangerous workplace. Every day in the US, 773 people are injured and 20% of all workplace deaths are in construction, costing the industry $23 billion annually. We dedicated 18 months to customer discovery, interviewing the top 100 general contractors. And even though the safety triangle is the industry's standard model, proving that unsafe conditions are predictors of injuries and deaths, we discovered that unsafe conditions are not being documented. Our experienced team of 14 has developed a computer vision solution that will capture unsafe conditions automatically and reduce safety incidents by at least 60%. 7 large general contractors are piloting CamDo this year. This includes the world's largest, Bechtel. And to quote their CIO, finally, someone is providing an end-to-end safety solution at the right price. Our IP asset report details our competitive advantages in this $4.4 billion market. We have raised 1.8 million and increased to a new $2.5 million target of preferred shares at an 8.8 pre-money valuation. The Keiretsu DD team loves our razor plus razor blade model of high margin recurring revenue, and they have 2 third-party reference points for a $524 million exit valuation, providing a 39x return to investors. And furthermore, this is a platform technology that's already being used in other industrial applications like agriculture. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So that wraps up all the 90-second pitches. Thank you to Viridis, Sonn Technology, BinBreeze, and CamDo from Foresight. Now the fun part. Those of you with devices, take a look at your chat function. You will see a link to a poll where you can vote for your favorite company pitch. And those of you who are not attached to a device, we do have old school paper. So those of you who need that old school paper, put up your hands and Peter will come around with the paper copies of the poll and hand them to you so that you could vote as well. All right, so everybody has a chance to vote online and on paper. And the top scoring companies will be invited back to pitch at VANTEC in the future. It should be in the chat function. If you are on Zoom and go to chat and you will see the link. If you are not connected to Zoom or device, you will use old school paper. All right, so while you're having all that fun, I want to give a shout out to the VANTEC team who worked so hard behind the scenes. That's Wendy in the back, there's Ashma in the front, there's Peter, there's Barton, there's Jackson doing the DJ work up front here with all the different screens. I want to thank everybody for attending the VANTEC Open Network. It is our opening event of the season. Next month on October 5th will be our first regular VANTEC meeting. So I hope I'll see you again at that time. Everybody have fun, eat, drink, and be merry.